So the racist, anti-Semitic white nationalist conference that was held over the weekend by Nick Fuentes, well-known bigot Nick Fuentes, AFPAC. Well, they had many things that they like to say about race and whiteness and young white men, all those types of things. But they invited a special guest, Marjorie Taylor Greene, to join them. And Nick and his buddies had these things to say before Marjorie Taylor Greene jumped up on the stage. Let's watch.
Borrow a phrase from a friend of mine, our secret sauce here, it's these young white men. Yeah. Can we give a round of applause for Russia? Yes. And that is why they want to replace you. Western white culture is the majority culture to which even non-whites assimilate into today in many Western countries, and they're better off for it. When they advocate for deconstructing whiteness, what they mean to say is they aim to dismantle the very culture that made this country the most desirable and prosperous nation on the planet.
If we try some of these high-level criminals, convict them, and use a newly built set of gallows, it'll make an example of these traitors who betrayed our country. They have yet to be justly punished for the crimes they've committed. Nick and the other patriots in attendance at AFPAC, please keep doing what you are doing.
The list of deplorable human beings that decided to speak there ended there with Wendy Rogers, state senator from Arizona. Now, I want to go back really fast because you heard at the beginning Nick Fuentes there talking about Russia and all that. Really fast, what was that again about Russia and the praise for Putin after he invaded Ukraine? Let's watch that again.
And now they're going on about Russia and Vladimir Putin is Hitler, and they say that's not a good thing. And they say about America, they say diversity is our strength, And I look at China and I look at Russia, can we give a round of applause for Russia? Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely. Round of applause for Putin and Russia, especially as this invasion continues and death and disaster keeps striking. So as I mentioned, after all this being said, young white men are the driving force, and for Putin, enters Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's watch. We are honored, we are humbled and excited to welcome to the stage right now for our first speech, and we love to get to know her much better. I think this is going to be the beginning of something great. The representative from Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I want you guys to remember how cozy and lovely she was, blowing kisses, giving hugs, loving her some Nick Fuentes. Because when she went over to CPAC a day later, she was asked some questions about this appearance at this white nationalist event. Let's watch what her response was first.
Congresswoman. Congresswoman, why did you speak at a white nationalist conference last night? Congresswoman, why did you speak at a white nationalist conference last night? What did you think of the event? Excuse us. Congresswoman, are you worried about people chanting at a white nationalist? Congresswoman, do you have any responsibility last night? Please. Why did you appear with Nick Fuentes? Back up. Why did you appear with Nick Fuentes? Get out of our way. How do you justify going to a white nationalist event? Congresswoman, by being there, you effectively endorse. Cover this. Cover that. Congresswoman, by being there, you effectively endorse white nationalism. Do you just have no comment on last night? Is there no comment at all?
It's weird how that white power doesn't transfer over when someone asks you questions about your white power that you're very, very proud to promote the day before. So one more, because someone did finally stop her, and this is her BS explanation as to why she was at that event. Let's watch.
I'm glad to talk to you about this. I do not know Nick Fuentes. I've never heard him speak. I've never seen a video. I don't know what his views are, so I'm not aligned with anything that may be controversial. What I can tell you is I went to his event last night to address his very large following, because that is a very young following, and it's a generation I'm extremely concerned about.
It's a white nationalist group.
Excuse me a minute. I'll tell you exactly why I went. I went to talk to them about America First policies, and I talked to them about what's important for our country going forward. Now, in regards to Russia, Putin is a murderer, and he should have never invaded Ukraine. What he is doing is completely wrong. I stand with our NATO member allies, and I'm completely against this war.
It's a white nationalist
Excuse me, I'm going to finish. Everything that he's doing is wrong. He's killing people over and over. So I'm staunchly against it.
Do you endorse Nick Fuentes' views?
Excuse me, I don't know what his views are. I've never.
He's a white nationalist.
I do not endorse those views. The reason why I went was to talk to the audience, just like I've talked to many different audiences.
There's a lot there, Yasmin, and I understand. So we went from the white nationalist events to them talking about how they love Putin and Russia, and no other can be any clearer the way they take that, to the Marjorie Taylor Greene showing up and then denying she was there before saying she was there for a good reason. It's a lot.
It's very irresponsible. If you're a representative in Congress, how are you gonna go speak at a convention and then you're like, oh, I don't really know what these people are about. I don't know what this conference is about. I don't know this guy. I don't know his views. It's very irresponsible. You have to take personal accountability whenever you're representing so many other people in the state of Georgia. And then on top of that, just like white nationalism in general, can we talk about that, JR? I think anyone who is, racist is kind of intellectually not all there. I think you kind of have to be very, very close-minded to be racist. And anyone who has to assert their own superiority over an entire group of people automatically just very insecure. They look inferior by asserting their superiority. Like, these people aren't better than me or you or anyone, I mean, in a lot of ways you could argue that they're not better than most people.
Well, that's the reason why there has to be this kind of event where they go and meet each other and someone applauds something ridiculous.
Their own little circle, yeah.
It's only a very small circle. It's the only way that they can continue to push that anyone else believes in the things, or that this is a big enough of a belief system that they can continue to pursue this. And of course, Marjorie Taylor Greene and people like her, Paul Gosar and Wendy Rogers, that was there in that original clip, they're adding some legitimacy to this. This is why when elected officials are invited to and then accept these things, that it becomes a problem. You're bringing attention to them and saying that they're A-okay with you. Now, suddenly you don't know, as far as Marjorie Taylor Greene goes, she has no idea who Nick Fuentes is. Let's put up this picture of her with this guy that she's never heard of, because yeah, I mean, no one's ever taken a picture before. No one's gonna remember that you took this picture along with Michelle Malkin hanging out with that guy you never heard of before. So by the way, after he said things like white men are the secret sauce, round of applause for Hitler. I mean, he did say that in a way. Round of applause for Putin. At that point, do you go, I've heard what he said, now let me take the stage, blow some kisses and give hugs? And number three, could you find your way into a lib event and be like, I had no idea Bernie Sanders was speaking before me and I took the stage. I didn't know, never heard of him. Really, is that how it works?
It's kind of just funny because it makes her sound not smart again. Just to be like, oh, I didn't know what I was doing there. I just kind of stumbled upon this white nationalist convention and, they asked me to speak, so I just did. No big deal. I don't understand it. And I was just talking to somebody the other day about Arizona, like what goes on in Arizona? I don't know anyone from Arizona. If anyone watching is from Arizona, please let me know, because it's a very interesting place. And it's not far from where I am. So I feel like I should have a better understanding of what goes on in Arizona.
As Arizonans reach out and tell us, I think you might find out there may be some similarities. So I'm looking for some of that from y'all's comments. Anyone from Arizona, please let us know about it. I mean, even if you love it and it's a bastion.
Yeah, I mean, no hate to Arizonans. I live in Texas, so